Hi everybody, it's Daphne and you're very welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming to spend some of your day with me today. I'm going to do a dupes video. Now, I use that term very lightly because dupes are not always the exact, but they're pretty close to the original product. And these are dupes for some higher end products that I discovered I had in my collection, and actually what started me on this was the first one I will show you, which is a nail polish. And I literally just happened upon it the other day and realized, oh my gosh, those two are exactly the same, well practically. I'll look through my collection and see what else I have that could be termed a dupe or a very, very close second. So I'll start with what sent me on my little search, and it was a nail polish. Now, don't pay too much attention to my stubby little nails. Would you believe that I have actually two different brands? No. The first one, and this was the one I reached for and realized, oh, there's another one that's the same. This one is a Catrice brand, and I think it's one of their new ones. It's got acai oil infused in it, and it is called Get Lost in Red You Love. So it's a lovely, what drew me to it was the lovely autumnal berry shade, and I love it. And I went to put it on one day, and I have a little box of nail polishes, and I picked out the wrong one, and it was a Chanel. Now this one is in the shade Mythique, which is I think one of their kind of classic iconic colors. Now, can you guess which fingernails have the Catrice and which fingernails have the Chanel? My thumb and my little finger, they're Catrice. And those three fingers are Chanel. I can't tell the difference, but there's a big difference in price. I think that's €2.99 or €3, something like that. This, I think, is about €25. So quite a saving. If you love that color, that is pretty good second, if not a really good copy. This one I realized, and I did buy this with the knowledge that it is actually supposed to be a dupe for a particular eye palette. It is the Rimmel Magnif'eyes Spice edition. Sorry, the light is affecting it. There we go. And this is supposed to be very similar, if not a dupe, for the Urban Decay Heat palette. Now, I don't have that one because I bought this one instead. And it's very, very similar because I've actually looked at the colors in store, and these are very, very, very similar. So I can, and I've done this, I've used this before for Get Ready With Me's. They're lovely warm shades. So some of them are matte, some of them are, I won't say shimmer, I won't say sparkly, they've got a little bit of shimmer in them. But there's a lovely range of shades there, and really, really good palette for this time of the year. Now, another one that I have used, I've used both of these before, but I actually don't have the higher end one. And this is one that I use every single day, and I use it in all my Get Ready With Me's, I think. It's so well used. I don't know how many pots of it I've used. This is the Maybeline Color Tattoo. You can't even read it because it's worn away. It's the Color Tattoo in Creme de Rose. Look how well used that is. Does that remind you of anything? This is very, very similar to MAC Paint Pot in Painterly. Now, anything I don't have, I will insert a picture, but it's very similar. I have used Paint Pot, and I've actually opted for this one because they're practically the same. It's a lot cheaper. I think the paint pots are like €20 thereabouts. This one is, I think, 7 or 8, and it's easily available. Well, actually, I did think it was out of stock or that they discontinued it, but I found it in Superdrug, and they have a range of colours. So yeah, very similar. This is a fairly recent one. I always enjoyed the Benefit Gimme Brow, and I used to buy the small ones. It's very handy for carrying in just in your everyday makeup purse. Now I'm not sure what the shade is on this one, but it's not black, it's a browny colour. And there we have the little tiny brush. I don't think there's anything left in this that I can even show you the colour. Dig it out. You can kind of see it there, just about. And I don't know why I kept this. You can kind of see the colour there. But that's quite expensive to buy. Elf Do. It's called Wow Brow. And this one is, you can see the colour there. It's in a brown. And it's got a similar little brush. You can see that. And the colour, I think the problem with these is that it has to adhere to hair. But you can see the colours are very similar. Very, very similar. And I'll just show you the brush of the Benefit so that you can see it's smaller. Now that may be an advantage for some people. It doesn't matter to me. It's just a little bit smaller. Well, I suppose you could say well, it is. It's a good bit smaller, but still, it feels the same. Feels the same on the brows. Very similar colour. And I think that Wow Brow was maybe €5. I will link everything below, and I actually have that on me at the moment. So it's such a handy little product to carry in your everyday makeup purse. This one is another e.l.f. product, and this is a blush and bronze combo, which is one that I carry in my everyday makeup purse. Just, I like to be prepared so that I have, a bronze or a blush. This is a very handy little palette. And it is called Fiji, and it's matte. And it's supposedly a dupe for the Nars, I think it's Laguna palette. That is one I go to most days. Now, I haven't used the Nars palette, but I have it on good authority that this is very similar. This is very inexpensive as well. It's a while since I bought it, but it was less than €10, and I know the Nars products are a little bit more up there. Now, this one I wasn't too sure about because it could be a personal thing for me that I find that they're very similar. But when it comes to foundation, I'm quite fussy. I don't like anything that's too heavy. I like something that kind of allows my skin to show through and that isn't too heavy feeling on the skin. And of late, as you all know, if you've watched me before, this has been my go-to foundation. The Vichy Mineral Blend. And this is in the colour Gypsum. And I know that some of you have actually purchased this one. Deb, I think you purchased this in the same colour and you really enjoy it. So that's less than €20. I pay about 18 something for this in a local pharmacy, but you can get it online. And that's the colour there. So it's a lovely light texture, and it just blends in really well. And it's got hyaluronic acid in it, and so it's got some skin caring ingredients. But I was looking through my other foundations and I thought, you know what, I knew it reminded me of something. The Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder foundation, and this one is in the, I think it's worn away. I think it's in the colour 2 or 3 fair. I'll check it out because I would always be in one of the fairer shades. It's not exactly the same, but it's very similar in texture. Just pop it down there. So that's the Vichy. This is the Charlotte Tilbury. Now, the colour is very similar, and when you look at the two together, they're actually practically the same. They feel the same on the skin. That's a light foundation, and so is the Vichy. Now they're not exactly the same, but there's a big difference in the prices, because the Charlotte Tilbury, even though I love it and I will repurchase it, but I mightn't use that every day. I think that one is €42. So there's quite a considerable difference in price. So if you want that similar look, this is very similar in texture, in color, wearability, very, very similar. Now, my last one I really kind of struggled with because, and it is another Charlotte Tilbury product, I really struggled with this because I think this is just unique in its formulation, in its exact tone, and its exact wearability, and texture on the lips and so forth. And it is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. Make sure that's the right way up. The lipstick, which is, I think it's a matte lipstick. That's it there. It's one of my favorites. I don't use it all the time because, although I should use it more often, and I'm going to do it here. That's it there. So it's a kind of a pinky, browny, it's just a lovely nude color, and it goes with so many things, and it suits my skin tone, it suits so many skin tones. But again, it's expensive, and I think actually these lipsticks have gone up in price. They used to be €32. I think they're €36 now, which is considerable purchase. Now they do last and they do wear well, but still, like if you were to go out of an evening and you pop that in your pocket and you lose it, that's a loss. So I looked through my collection and I found two that are not exactly the same but very similar. One of them is Milani, and it is the number 26 Nude Creme lipstick, and I absolutely adore this. I have it for quite a while. I'll just show you, you can look at the two bullets in comparison. Now they look very, very similar. Maybe this is pulling slightly more brown, but very, very similar. Pop that down there. And when you swatch them, again, they look very similar. Not exact, I'm not saying they're exact, but very similar. Another one is a Kiko, and I'm not sure if there's even a Kiko, don't put names or names of colors. This one doesn't even have a number on it, but I will try and find it and link it below. It's one of these, I love the packaging, you just pop it out, and again, very similar. There we go. And if I swatch it, I'll swatch it below the Charlotte Tilbury. Again, not exactly the same, but very, very similar. Now, if I were to tell you that I have Charlotte Tilbury on my bottom lip, Pillow Talk, and on this half of my top lip, yes, this half is Milani Nude Creme, and this half is the Kiko, you really can't tell a difference. There is a huge difference in price, but when you look at them on the lips, they look exactly the same. So you can make quite a few savings, and I bet if you look through your collection, you'll find you have products that are very similar to your maybe higher end preferences. You can save money on very similar products and very similar looks by looking around for dupes. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Let me know of any really good dupes that you are aware of or that you've used and tried and so on. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell beside it, and the like button as well. And I will talk to you very soon in the next video. Take care. Bye.